Hey friends, Marcy Williams here at M Theory Yoga in Ridgeland, Mississippi. Today's practice is going to be short and it's going to be focusing on Eka Pada Bakasana 1 or single leg crow pose. We're going to get into this pose two different ways. The first way is going to be from downward facing dog. And the key to getting into this pose from downward dog is shifting enough weight forward that the leg that is lifted in this pose floats up. The biggest mistake I've noticed in my students when I've taught this pose is they don't shift enough of their body weight forward, and instead of floating the lifted leg up, they try to kick up. If you have to kick up, you haven't shifted forward far enough. The second way we'll get into this pose or play with getting into this pose is going to be from crow pose. So we'll get into crow and then we're going to play with lifting up one leg. This is a really challenging way to get into the pose. And the key to being able to lift a leg in crow pose is stabilizing your pelvis and not shifting weight as the leg lifts. We're going to play with that action in less demanding postures so you can feel that action of the core and the glutes and the hip muscles to keep everything stable and from shifting. And then the last thing I want to say about this pose is that if this is a new pose for you, the best way to start out with it is to lower your knee down on your arm. So typically when I teach crow pose, I tell my students to get their knees up as high as they can on their arms. But if you're going into single leg crow, and this is a new experience for you, I suggest bringing your knee lower on your arm and actually taking your kneecap and hooking it right here on the little ice cream scoop of your ulna, the alacronon process right here. And it's just a little bit easier to get into it that way. So let's get started. Downward facing dog is where we're gonna meet. From your downward dog, few cycles of breath to pedal out the feet, loosen up the backs of the legs. Good, and then as you loosen the legs, just feel your palms on the mat. Stretch your fingers wide with the palms. Create the action as if you're trying to stretch the mat forward and down. Good, and then find a still downward dog. Lift through the hips. Draw your front ribs down and in. Soft bend in the knees if you would like. Really focusing on that length in the spine. As you inhale, I want you to slide into plank pose. Shoulders over your wrists, gazing forward and down. Press through the palms. Firm your thighs and firm your glutes. Nice. Downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, come back, plank pose. And then from your plank, I want you to just lift your right foot barely off the mat. As you do, really firm that left thigh, firm that left glute, and try not to shift the pelvis. Good. Right foot down, left foot up. Left foot down, right foot up. Continue with this plank march at your own pace, focusing on just minimal shifting of the hips. So this tiny bit of movement can cause you to shift the hips quite a bit. So try to minimize that. Good, as you're ready, downward facing dog. To collect yourself here for a moment, smooth out the breath. We're gonna do that again. Inhale, come forward. This time, instead of lifting the feet, lift up the left hand, tap your right shoulder. Try to minimize how much you're shifting the hips. Right hand lifts, taps left shoulder. Really minimize that shifting. Continue with this one at a time. Whew. Firming the thighs, firming the glutes. As little shifting in the hips as possible. And then downward facing dog. Good. From here, lift your right leg up to This right leg is nice and long. Firm that thigh, firm that glute. With the left hand, tent up onto the fingers, like you have a cupcake underneath your hand, and you don't want to smash the frosting. Stay here, or with as minimal shifting as possible, 2-point plank. Left arm stretches to the front of the room. Good. As you exhale, left palm down, take a down dog, split with a twist. Open up this right hip. Maybe draw some circles with your knee. Good, and then as you exhale, step the foot all the way through. Let's do some dynamic side lunges here. So take it over to the left, take it over to the right, side to side. If you need to, you can come up a little bit higher. You can come lower. Good. As you're ready, walk your way back to a high lunge facing forward. Come into crescent lunge as you inhale. Good, nice steady breath. Front rim of the pelvis is lifting up. Firm that left glute. Really grow tall through your crown. Good, as you exhale, frame your foot, plank. Inhale in your plank. As you exhale, knees down, unhook the toes, thighs, hips, belly, chest. Inhale, just nice light cobra pose. Lift the chest. Keep your elbows bent. Hands are by the ribs, and with the palms, pull back. Nice. Down dog as you exhale. All right, let's do that on the other side. Inhale, left leg up. As you exhale, slide into a 3-point plank. So shoulders over wrists. Keep this left leg nice and strong. So firm that thigh, firm the glute. And then you have a cupcake underneath your right hand. So tent up on the fingers. Don't smash the frosting. Try to minimize how much you shift in your hips. Stay here or take it to your 2-point plank. Nice. Down dog with the down dog twist with the little hip opener. Knee up, draw circles on the sky. And then as you exhale, step the foot all the way through. Ninja lunges side to side. It's not easy to talk and do a 2-point plank, let me just tell you that. We'll see what happens when I try to do a single leg crow pose and talk through it. Good, as you're ready, make your way to a high lunge. Inhale, come up, crescent lunge. Stretch the fingers high. Grow tall through the crown. Right glute is firm. As you exhale, frame the foot, step to plank. Inhale in your plank. Come all the way down again for cobra pose. Inhale, cobra, lift the chest. With the palms, pull back. Down dog, exhale. Good, couple breaths in down dog again. With the palms, push the mat forward and down. Lift up through the hips and press through the feet. And then inhale, look forward. As you exhale, step or hop, forward fold at the top. Inhale, halfway lift, press through the feet, lift the chest up, send it forward. And then exhale, fold. Good. From here, drive through the legs. Inhale, come all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Palms together, thumbs to the breastbone as you exhale. All right, we're going to move into salutations, focusing in on just nice rhythmic breath and warming up the body a little bit more. On your next inhale, stretch the arms forward and up. As you exhale, fold, crescent salutations. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, step the right leg back for crescent. Inhale, stretch up, crescent lunge. As you exhale, hands down, step to plank. Inhale in your plank. As you exhale, lower all the way down, we'll go to cobra pose. Inhale, cobra, chest lifts, palms press down and pull back. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, stretch the right leg up. As you exhale, step all the way through for crescent. Inhale, reach forward and up, crescent lunge. As you exhale, frame the foot, step into your fold. Inhale, half lift. As you exhale, fold, and then strong legs drag you all the way back up. Inhale. As you exhale, right back down into your fold. Let's do that again on the left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left leg back for crescent. Inhale, stretch up, crescent lunge. Exhale, frame the foot, plank. Inhale, plank. As you exhale all the way down for cobra. Inhale, cobra, chest lifts. Down dog as you exhale. Really nice. Last lunge. Inhale, left leg up. Step the foot through for crescent. Exhale. Inhale, reach tall, crescent lunge. As you exhale, frame the foot. Step into your fold. Half lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold, and then strong legs drag you all the way back up. Urdhva Hastasana. Palms together, thumbs to the breastbone. Good. Keep this breath pace. We'll just do one sun salutation. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale, slide the chest forward. Step to plank on your exhale. Inhale in your plank. As you exhale, either all the way to the floor or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good, settle in here for a moment. Palms, push them out forward. All right, let's move on. Trying to maintain this breath the best we can. And just a little more prep for these for this pose that we're going to be working on, the single leg crow pose. As you inhale, look forward, and then exhale, step or hop, forward fold. From your forward fold, bend your knees, inhale, come into Utkatasana, chair pose. Good, couple cycles of breath in chair. Draw your thigh bones down and back, draw your hip bones down and back, really lift through the chest, and then reach through the arms. Good. Front ribs are pulling in, and the base of the skull is drawing back. So, tendency a lot of times in chairs to drop the head down. So if you're looking at your toes, draw the skull back. One more inhale. As you exhale, palms come together. Bring the thumbs to the breastbone. We're going to drop down into a little squat here. So go ahead and come onto the balls of the feet. Start to stretch your arms forward, so shift some body weight forward, and then slowly lower into boat pose. Good. Inhale, lift the chest. And then in your boat pose, I want you to bring your big toes and your inner heels together, but open up the knees about shoulder width. Good. Then stretch your arms forward, so you're in a seated crow pose. Now, this is basically what we're doing today. With your right leg, I want you to send it straight forward to the front of your mat. Seated single leg crow. Good, bring the knee back up. Left leg, stretch it forward to the front of the mat. Bring the leg back up. One more time each side. Right leg stretches forward. Bring it back up. Left leg stretches forward. Good, bring it back up. And then lower onto your back. Take a moment here, just collect yourself. Maybe get into Baddha Konasana. It is humid today here in Mississippi, and I am sweating up a storm. All right, so from your back, bring your big toe to touch, bring your inner heel to touch. Knees are gonna open up again about shoulder width. We're gonna do a single leg crow on our back. From here, arms to the ceiling. Lift the shoulder up, reach your arms to your knees. Bring the right knee back. Left leg's gonna stretch to the front of your mat. Good, bring the knee back. One more time each side. Right leg. Left leg. And then reach outside your thighs. And up and downward facing dog. Take a moment in down dog, smooth out the breath. We didn't do a lot of salutations, but we did enough that you really established a nice rhythmic pace. So come back to that breath. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Good, then inhale, lift your right leg up. As you exhale, I want you to bring your kneecap to the top of your elbow. Shoulders are going to shift forward over the wrists. From here, point the right foot, bring your heel up. Good, and then the knee's coming straight on. So kneecap, not inner knee. Inhale, send the leg back up again. Three-legged dog. Good, as you exhale, step the foot all the way through. Let's go to warrior two. Drop the back heel. Inhale, spin up, warrior two. Good, feet pressed firmly in the mat. Grow tall through the crown. Just steady breath here. Feel it in your body. On your next exhale, come to extended side angle. Good, so spine is lengthening toward the front of your mat. Right arm to the thigh or maybe behind the thigh. Left arm is lengthening and reaching toward the front of your mat. And then spin that left rib cage up. As you inhale, come to a reverse warrior, stretch it up and back. Whatever you want to do to your left arm is fine. I like to tuck it behind my back, but you can rest it on your left thigh. And then as you exhale, spin the palms down, step to plank. Inhale in your plank. As you exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. This time we're going to go to locust pose. Palms come behind you, lift the chest, and reach through the feet. Good, down dog. As you exhale, let's do that on the left. Left leg lifts, inhale. As you exhale, kneecap is going to come to the top of the elbow. Good, point the toe, draw your heel in toward the back of the hip. Shoulders are moving over the wrists. Inhale, send the leg up and back. As you exhale, step the foot all the way through. Back heel drops. Warrior two is where we're going, so spin up. Steady breath here as if you were still doing sun A. Feet press down and crown lengthens up. Just feel it for another cycle of breath in your body. And then as you exhale, extended side angle. Lengthen the spine toward the front of the room. Left arm can come to the thigh or maybe behind the leg. Right arm is sweeping towards your right ear. Spin the chest up, spin that right rib cage up. As you inhale, reverse warrior. Again, whatever you want to do with that right arm is fine. Get a nice side stretch on the left. As you exhale, frame the foot, step to plank. Inhale in your plank, and as you exhale, knees down, unhook the toes. Come all the way down for locust. Inhale, locust, lift the chest. And then exhale, down dog or child's pose. Grab a quick sip of water, towel off if you need to. Things are very humid in Mississippi right now. I'm just dripping. So, we are going to now play with getting into single leg crow pose from downward dog. Again, you want to take that kneecap, hook it right onto this bony part of your elbow, and shift the weight as forward as possible. Let's do it. So we're going to start out from downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. As you exhale, bring that right kneecap on top of your right elbow. Good, point the toe, lift the foot up, and then start to shift as you bend the elbows until this left leg gets light and you can float it back up. Good. Down dog when you're ready. If you need a brief moment in child's pose, take it. Let's do it on the other side. Left leg lifts as you inhale. As you exhale, take the kneecap right on top of the elbow. Good, look forward, that's where you're going. Bend the elbows, start to shift the weight forward, and then maybe that right leg will lift up. Nice. Down dog or child's pose or a quick sip of water. That was a lot. If you got into it, great. If you didn't quite get it today, no big deal. Probably you got a lot of shoulder and core work in just for trying. All right, let's go to crow pose. As you're ready, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. As you exhale, just step or hop into a little forward fold here. And then bend the knees, bring the big toes, bring the inner heels to touch. And we'll start out by getting into crow pose. And if you're still working on crow and this is where you stop today, fabulous. From here, you're going to reach your hands out in front of you, about shoulder distance, spread the fingers wide. We're going to lift the hips, but bring the knees maybe not as high as you normally would on the arms. Let them come down a little bit. They'll probably slide down a little bit anyway. And then gazing forward, bend the elbows. Hook the knees on top of the little ice cream scoop on your lower arm bone. And then from here, let's do left leg first. With that minimal shifting in the hips, send that left leg to the ceiling. Woo! So that work we were doing in plank, where we lifted our hands and lifted our feet and did a 2-point plank, that was the preparation for lifting the leg in crow. Now, I'll try it on the other side. My right side is my better side. As my favorite teacher says though, Jason Crandall, you only have to do it on one side. You can always flip the picture. We'll see what happens on my bad side today. It's always harder to talk through it. Y'all play with me. So, crow again, hands out in front of you. Lift the hips, bring the knees onto the arms, but maybe not as high as you normally would. Gazing forward, shift forward. And then from here, lift the right leg up and back. Woo! That was truly horrible. All right, when you're ready, child's pose, or just come to a seat and lay down. Take a moment, in Bakasana. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and just smooth out the breath here. So, even if you didn't have to talk your way through those poses, one of the things that we often do in these arm balances and in these challenging poses is to hold our breath and stop breathing. It's really one of the things that we tend to do in life when things get hard in life. The first thing we do is hold our breath. But no big deal in life, on your mat. As soon as you notice that the breath is gone, just start to smooth it out again. Breathe again. Good, let's do a rounded bridge pose before we end. Go ahead and plant the feet on the mat about hips distance. Draw the navel in toward your spine. As you exhale, press through the feet, lift the hips. Good, from here, shimmy the shoulders underneath you. Maybe clasp the hands under the body. Lift the chest off the mat. Give me a good 5 cycles of breath here in your bridge. Same nice smooth breath as if you were still doing salutations. 5 breaths. Come down to Bakasana again. Give me about 3 breaths here. Long enough to just take it in. Take in any sensation you're feeling, any emotion you're feeling. As you're ready, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Good work. As you exhale, Shavasana. As always, I'm going to give you a short Shavasana, but you're at home. Take as long as you need. This is the only part of your day that you have where you have nothing else to do but to just be in your body. So let yourself have it. If you're ready to come back, start to wiggle fingers and toes. If you're not ready to come back, stay where you are. Take some deeper breaths. And then inhale, stretch overhead, toes reach to the front of the room. As you exhale, bend your knees, roll onto your side. And then press through your palms and sit up. Woo. Bringing the hands to third eye center. I bow forward to honor you. Thank you for sharing this practice with me today. Namaste. Thanks, guys.